What I do about it, first of all, those who have been in this country and have contributed to the economy of this country and been, honest, law-abiding people, they ought to have a path to citizenship. This isn't even a close question. And they also ought to be able to get driver's licenses. I'm sorry, what are you going to make people situation offenders? They don't have a license? How are you getting around? If I go to another country, I don't have to get a separate license. If I get stopped, I just show them my U.S. license. Somebody has a license from another country, if they're a licensed driver, they met the minimum requirements, they should be able to use that here. Now, there's like a lot of things about this that are common sense. But when you talk about fear and wedge issues, common sense goes out the window. Immigrants are used as scapegoats. Look, if you have a new trade agreement with Mexico, where workers' rights are in that trade agreement, then you have workers who have the right to organize, the right to collective bargaining, the right to strike, and then you don't have the situation that you had right after NAFTA passed, where people race across the borders because wages collapsed in Mexico. So, you have your trade policies have an impact on your immigration policies. We need to, of course, control our borders. I've never heard anyone say we shouldn't do that. But you do that through cooperative agreements with the other countries. You can't necessarily control your borders by building a wall. I don't agree with the wall. I mean, if Ronald Reagan could tell Gorbachev to take down a wall, I think I could probably take down that wall with Mexico. But I will tell you this, that as far as the individual case about Colombia, I'd like to talk to you after the meeting. I mean, if there's some way we could be of assistance. There's so many families that are trying to get their loved ones in this country. And honest, decent people are being denied a chance to come in because our immigration policies have gone nuts. And, we really need to have a solid, well-thought-out approach to regularizing the flow of people into our country and to making it possible for Americans to travel too. Let me tell you, if these other countries start putting the kind of restrictions on us that we put on people coming here, forget it. It won't be much travel anymore, folks. So a new direction in immigration, certainly. A path to legalization, certainly. Making sure that the children of immigrants have a chance to get, an education or to get health care if they need it. I don't like what's happening to our country. A country that has been so generous and so welcoming is being turned into a garrison state where we're suddenly afraid of everyone. And we're afraid of people who actually help keep part of the economy going, providing work and labor that otherwise wouldn't have been done. And frankly, there's an aspect of immigration that we ought to be ashamed of, and that is that we've got a system of slave labor that's existed south, for people who come up here south of the border. We owe them better. We owe ourselves better. I want to restore America to a higher level of conscience, to a sense of real vitality. We're not afraid of somebody coming and taking our jobs because we have a full employment economy. We're not afraid of someone coming in here because our security is our international policy, which is not warlike, but which is peaceful. Yes.
This will be the last. Sorry, excuse me. This will be the last question for the conference.
Okay. Go ahead, last gentleman.
Like in the United States, big corporations and CEOs and millions and millions of dollars. But like in European countries, there's like a cap on how much you can make. Like, what is your opinion on that?
Well, I don't know about a cap on income, because I wouldn't want to discourage people from being able to be productive, as long as they're making money based on productivity, not just keep on clipping. But I do believe that we need to expand our economy so that everyone has a job, so that people can make as much as they possibly can. I want to tamp down the speculation on Wall Street. Our problem right now in America, it is that are there some people making too much? You can tax that. There's a point at which you can tax that. There's a certain level of income. We have to figure out what it is. Maybe it's 20 million. Maybe it's 10 million. Tax it at 90% or more, whatever. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. But what my major push is this. I'm worried about people who aren't making anything. Because there's a lot, I'm going to tell you, there's probably a lot more of them than there are people who are, making a gazillion dollars. So what would I do about that? Well, here it is, folks. It's a whole new discussion in this presidential campaign. I think it's time that we start thinking about it in a full employment economy for those who are able to work. But for those who can't work for one reason or another, we should have a guaranteed annual income. People shouldn't have to worry about not having a roof over their head, food on the table, clothes on their back. I'm talking about a moral society here. I'm talking about a society that doesn't kick people to the curb. You never know where you're going to be in the future. You never know if you're going to be the person who is just struggling to try to make ends meet, or who just doesn't have enough money to put food on the table, or to pay the rent, or to put clothes on the kids' backs. That's why we have so much wealth in this country. Why aren't we trying to find a way for people who, I want everyone to work, but for people who can't work for one reason or another, we should find a way to help people survive. And this is something that, I'm bringing this in more and more into the discussion. It's funny, no one wants to talk about limiting corporate profits, right? No one wants to, I will. No one wants to talk about breaking up the monopolies. I will. No one wants to talk about stopping war as an instrument of policy, or shifting our energy policies so we're not addicted to oil. I will. But it's also interesting. No one else wants to talk about what do you do about really creating a change in poverty in this country by making sure that those who can't work for one reason or another have at least money to survive. I mean, to me, this is really simple. The money's there. The question is the president there to push for those policies? Thank you. Go to Kucinich.us. How to organize. Thank you.
So much
That's why I was here about
it's a personal camera.
Are you going to put it on YouTube?
I may do that. That's a good idea.
Let me know.
Thank you. Sure.
Thanks.
Excuse me.
We'll say line.
You have the, where's the mic? Is it gone?
It's right here.
Here. Hold on. Can we turn it on?
I don't know.
Okay, before you leave, I just forgot to mention something because it's come up in a number of questions. I had a, I forgot to mention this. I was talking to a fellow from the New Jersey Tennis Association organization and about renting and about what people go through. I have a book that's out right now. It's called The Courage to Survive. It's about my family story growing up in the inner city of Cleveland, never having a home to call our own, and moving from place to 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 place. And it's, if you get a chance, it's right on the stands right now. And it tells the story. And when you read it, you'll know why I take the stands I take, even though it only covers the first 21 years. The Courage to Survive. Thanks. Good to see you.